So every seemed like a nice lady. Just complaining. I was like, didn't she hit the light skin lottery?
Everybody's gonna get hit tonight. We're live. It's gonna be a good time. Everybody wants to be here. I've been getting calls all day. Hold on. It's Kanye. Hey, don't do it. You all saw the movie Sinners. Don't let his...
This is a big deal. I mean, Americans will understand this. We have medieval times, dinner and tournament. It was like that. Like, I couldn't see this though. I was like... Pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty. Was that okay? It was so intense.
What I don't like is that over the course of these 3 episodes, Meghan, Harry, or Meghan and Harry Productions did not insert any commentary from specifically the Black women that were behind her.
Meghan Markle just got humiliated on live TV, and she did not take it well. Kevin Hart roasted her in front of millions at the 2025 BET Awards, turning her into a national punchline. But now, Meghan's team is scrambling to strike back. What she just did behind the scenes shocked even Hollywood insiders.
Let's make a show.
Let's go. I'm just learning.
Look at how much honey we have.
Do you believe in love?
We're not in the pursuit of perfection. Woke us all up. We're in the pursuit of joy.
I can't take it anymore. I watched the Harry and Meghan Netflix documentary. Now, I'll be honest with you, before I watched it, I was not a fan of theirs. Now I've actually heard their side of the story, I hate them. If you haven't seen the documentary...
So today we're going to be making a homemade bag, super easy. I actually recycled plantain peels and I burnt and charred them in the stove and sewed them and weaved them together.
Kevin Hart didn't hold back. On live TV, he called Meghan Markle a Pinterest board with a PR filter. The crowd exploded. Phones out, jaws dropped. Meghan wasn't just mentioned, she was mocked. And the best part? Kevin grinned straight into the camera like he knew this would break the internet. It did.
She's just become a parody. I just find her so hilarious. Like, if you sat down to write the character of a woman who'd thrown the royal family under the bus, accused them of racism, you've taken the title but you don't want any of the responsibility, and you swan off to California and make rainbow fruit platters. I mean, she's just a joke.
Here's the twist. Meghan wasn't even in the building, not because she didn't want to be. She tried to attend, but BT reportedly rejected her invite flat out. Why? Insiders say her presence would distract from the event's focus. That's not a snub, that's a message. And it hit harder than the joke.
He can bite Playboy Cardi again. Kurt Franklin is in the building. Put it away, Kurt. Put it away. We live. They can't do shit about it. We live.
What I don't like is that over the course of these 3 episodes, Meghan, Harry, or Meghan and Harry Productions did not insert any commentary from specifically the Black women that were behind her during this time. The Black women in America, and I'm sure over in the UK, who uplifted and embraced. I feel like there was incredible support behind her, and there were definitely some people who were like, she's white passing, she can go, but there were a lot of people who were for her. Also, the word of like, I was never treated like a Black woman and now I just don't know what to do is not sitting well with me. It is not sitting well with me at all. I think it is tacky as to sit around in a meeting, talk about episodes 1, 2, and 3, and not know to put in Black women supported me during this time.
Hollywood insiders are whispering what fans are shouting. Meghan's brand is bad for business. Once the queen of media moments, now she's a walking PR risk. Meghan Markle, not to be confused with Meghan Sussex, has become that awkward guest nobody invites, but still shows up in the headlines anyway. With love, Meghan was supposed to be her emotional comeback. Instead, critics called it a 100 million Pinterest mood board. Fans said it felt fake, filtered, and painfully staged. Meghan Markle, the queen of I don't know what. This means, but I'm going to say it anyway, viewers didn't cry. They clicked away.
I felt like it was a little like Marie Antoinette in her cottage, you know, where she just wanted to cosplay as a normal person.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Meghan Markle with a $70,000 Lorraine shorts, emerald cut pinky ring, in a kitchen with the same finishes as my New York rental. I want to see huge slabs of marble I could never afford in my wildest dreams.
See, but that's not Montecito. I mean, I think Montecito is richy rich, but I think it's like lived in California vibe.
It is, but that house and the finishes in the kitchen, they're not the level of her kitchen.
I didn't notice
It's not a beautiful stone. It was giving a little bit more elevated than HGTV set.
Yeah.
And that to me is like almost unacceptable.
Yeah.
I want to see the super wealth.
The joy of hostessing for me is when I can really suck up all the air in the room.
Meghan's brand used to scream vulnerability and honesty. Now, it just screams marketing team. Every scene feels overlit, over-edited, and overthought. Even fans are asking, is she selling a story or selling skincare? It's all perfectly curated, except the part where people stop believing any of it.
My look. She likes my look.
Anywho, come on in.
Okay.
I'm doing something really generous for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought it might be nice if I made you a special gift basket.
Okay.
Because you know, you stay in somebody else's house, you always feel uncomfortable. You know they don't really want you there. And I just wanted you to know when you're upstairs alone in the other wing by yourself that we are thinking about you and we've given you enough things to help make you stay there as long as you.
The backlash hit harder when it came from her own camp. Black women who once uplifted her are now speaking out. She erased us, one said. Her race comments, now seen as shallow. Meghan built a movement around identity, but forgot the people who made it possible. That silence, it's loud.
How brown the baby going?
Okay, and he went off on this for a while. Again, this idea that everyone is a victim. He's like, no, you're not a victim. I'm sorry. And one of the things that he said is,
after the BET roast, comedian Catherine Ryan posted, real stars don't need packaged tears. One sentence, no names. But everyone knew who it was about, and the internet lost it. Meghan didn't respond, but even her silence was meme. Turns out saying nothing can say everything.
Let's make a show.
Let's go.
Get out. Uncle, make it end. Make it end. What is this? Guys, I feel like I'm a very accepting person. Truly, I want to like something about her. I'm searching for something to like about her. And it's so hard because she suffers from such a rare disorder of being unable to just be a human. Do you know what I mean?
When Twitter turns you into a punchline, you've got problems. When TikTok joins in, you've got a crisis. Meghan's clips were remixed, dubbed, and roasted. One user called her Montecito Barbie. Another said she's a lifestyle blog in human form. The jokes write themselves, and so do the comments.
And the micro expressions and the jaw sets and the eyes go black and her shoulders rise up and she goes, you know, it's so funny. And she's like chopping something. So it's like dangerous. You know, it's so funny you say that. So funny you say that because you know what? I'm Sussex now.
I'm Sussex.
Oh my God. It was like a soap operatic moment.
We have it. Let's watch it.
After Kevin's roast, Meghan's team rushed to spin the story. They claimed she skipped BET due to schedule conflicts, but insiders said otherwise. She was never invited. You can't spin a locked door. And when even the media won't buy your excuse, the damage is way past control.
I've never seen this sort of. I've never seen someone that struggles to just give us like one strip of authenticity. Because I know other women who are listening to this podcast can totally relate. When I have my girlfriends over and we're cooking, all of us are in full glam. And we're like, it's not about perfection, but then you look at what we've made and it's literally perfect. In fact, just when I make a cake, it looks just like that with my girlfriends. I look perfect, they look perfect, the cake looks perfect, but we say it's not about perfection. Really? Because I feel like it maybe is precisely about perfection. Skipping through with honey and bees, like who are you trying to be? And I just want to know who's around her. Because I feel like she needs Taylor Swift's marketing team, okay? Love her, hate her, think she's a fraud, whatever you want to say about Taylor Swift, she has had a brilliant marketing team behind her, okay? Why can't she just lend that marketing team to Meghan Markle? Why does she struggle so much with humanity?
From the doc to the podcast, fans are asking, where's the real Meghan? Everything feels like it's been passed through 10 filters and a legal team. Viewers don't want soft lighting and motivational quotes. They want something real. But Meghan seems allergic to messy humanity.
But one of our mom friends, she had said to me last year that she just created sort of secret email addresses for her kids that she'll give to them at some point in their life, and she would just send to them, random pictures. The pictures that you aren't going to put in a frame.
Yeah.
I thought it was such a great time capsule to create for them, because I still have scrapbooks and photo albums, but we're past that generation now. And so I created for the kids these email addresses that sort of like names, again, that you would never guess, that I will give them at some point in their lives when they're older. But before I go to bed almost every night, I email them.
Wow.
I email, because it doesn't have to be a heavy lift, and you email them like, here's your report card from today, or oh my gosh, you said the funniest thing this morning, or here's a picture of you two having breakfast, or here's you playing with the dog. The things that you're not going to frame, the things that you're not going to put pen to paper in a...
People are mocking how she always looks too perfect, like she's playing a role instead of living a life. Picking berries in cashmere? Really? One comment said, she gardens like she's auditioning for a Dior ad. At this point, even her breakfast looks like a staged campaign shoot.
This is a big deal. I mean, Americans will understand this. You know, medieval times, dinner and tournament. It was like that. Like, I curtsied as though I was like... Pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty. Was that okay? It was so intense.
Behind the scenes, Meghan's pitching everything. A luxury wellness brand, boutique wine, even a hotel. Nothing's landing. It all reeks of desperation. When you try to be everything, people start to wonder if you stand for anything. The public's attention slipping fast.
I watched the Harry and Meghan Netflix documentary. Now, I'll be honest with you, before I watched it, I was not a fan of theirs. Now I've actually heard their side of the story, I hate them. If you haven't seen the documentary, lucky you. Ginger Royal meets fit American actress. She then discovers that everything is so unfair. He then discovers that racism is actually a bad thing. And then they complain about everything. They were complaining they had to pay for their own security. They were not happy about that. Yeah, they were very worried about their safety, which I get that aspect of things. After 6 episodes, I wanted to attack them.
Even the fashion world, once obsessed with Meghan, is moving on. Designers stopped name-dropping her. Magazines left her off their covers. One stylist said she's overexposed and underwhelming. Meghan's sparkle isn't gone. It's just being ignored.
I think anyone in the world knows that Meghan Markle has eaten Jack in the Box and loves it.
It's so funny, too, that you keep saying Meghan Markle. You know I'm Sussex now. You have kids and you go, no, I share my name with my children.
Yes.
And that feels so, I didn't know how meaningful it would be to me, but it just means so much to go, this is our family name, our little family name.
Well, now I know, and I love it.
In a bold, baffling move, Meghan hired the former PR boss of The Crown. Yes, the show that dragged the royal family for 6 seasons. Palace insiders called it near treason. Critics said it proves one thing. Meghan's not just done with the royals, she's at war with them.
I think we're getting absolutely nothing that's authentic out of this. I mean, I think watching it was quite disappointing because you don't actually get that look into her life that you think you're going to get, or you thought you were going to get when the series first said that it was going to launch. I mean, it's really this sort of charade of her playing a part in a home that's not her own, with people that she doesn't quite know. Some of them are her friends, some are on payroll. I just didn't see the Meghan that I was expecting to see, and it was absolutely not relatable. That was the main thing I was looking for in this. Meghan presents herself as this girl next door, but what we really got was this sort of person who's living in a Montecito palace, out of touch from reality.
The palace didn't need to issue a statement. They just stopped inviting her. Meghan and Harry skipped Trooping the Color again. This time there wasn't even outrage, just silence. That's how the royals handle rejection. Not loud, just lethal.
Why can't she just be like, hey, if I'm on that marketing team and I'm strategizing, I'm like, hey, here's what we're gonna do. You're just gonna be a person. She's like, what? What are you saying? You're gonna get up out of bed, okay? Your hair's gonna be a little messy, out of place. You're gonna go pick up your kids, maybe if that's what you do. And we're just gonna try to figure out like who you are. Like, I don't understand why they thought that producing what could only be described as a rom-com trailer. I truly, when I watched this, I tweeted, I thought it was gonna end and say, starring Drew Barrymore and Julia Roberts in whatever too. You know, like, what is this? It's giving rom-com vibes. The music in the background. Do you believe in magic? Do you believe? What is that? Like, this is just, even when she was giving us reality, she couldn't give us reality. So I just wanted to say that if you don't like her, it's not your fault. It's because she's extremely unlikable, okay? She has the non-it factor.
Harry's been saying he wants to reconnect with Charles, but Meghan, she's reportedly treating it like a business deal. People close to the couple say they're drifting apart, emotionally and strategically. Behind the smiles, cracks are forming, and fast.
She is the most insecure person I have seen in the public eye in a long time. That is why everything had to be perfectly curated. Who the hell picks berries in a white cashmere blouse and white pants? Literally no one on earth does that. And like this garden, which is like the most over the top, like we're all supposed to go, Maureen, to make our breakfast in the morning out to our gardens and pick our berries, our raspberries, our strawberries, our blueberries, our snozberries, and cut our mint, and then cut our flowers that are edible. But don't worry, she's a woman of the people. You can grow those just on your windowsill at home in New York, your edible flowers.
And don't forget your local beekeeper.
Yeah.
Your local beekeeper.
Oh yeah, because she has a bee hive, which she goes to. That's how they open the whole series with her bees. And like, don't worry, if you don't have this, just go to your local beekeeper. Clearly we're living in different world.
Meghan Markle once walked into a room and owned it. Cameras flashed, headlines followed. But now, she can't even get on the guest list. That's not shade. That's a signal. The very industry that helped her build her brand is now turning. It's back, and not loud, quietly, deliberately, like she never mattered in the first place. After the BET shutout and Kevin Hart's roast, something shifted. Not just in the media, the energy. Meghan had always controlled the narrative. Tearful interviews, glossy podcast drops, carefully timed PR leaks. Her team played the media game like chess, but lately, it's been checkmate, and not in her favor. The problem isn't just overexposure, it's overproduction. Meghan's content no longer feels like storytelling, it feels like strategy. From lemon-draped kitchens to honey-sweet family quotes, everything is so curated. It's become cold. The more she shares, the less people connect. Why? Because nothing feels real. Audiences are smart. They know when they're being marketed to, and right now, Meghan's brand feels like a Pinterest board with no soul. One moment she's a royal, exile. Next, a Hollywood mogul. Then, a lifestyle guru. It's rebrand after rebrand, without a single thread holding it together. People are tired, not angry, not inspired, just done. Even Meghan's defenders are fading. Former staff, silent. Celebrity allies, missing. Brands, ghosting, everyone sees the same thing. She's lost the plot. And the problem with falling off isn't the fall itself. It's how quiet it gets when the noise stops. The press still covers her, but with a different tone. Less awe, more sarcasm, less trailblazer, more PR casualty. Every new headline is another crack in the image. Meghan wanted to be unforgettable, but the more she tries, the more forgettable it all feels. What's worse, she doesn't seem to realize it. Meghan's still trying to launch something, still chasing the old formula. Emotional story, soft lighting, designer kitchen, subtle victimhood. But now that trick is obvious. It's not vulnerable, it's performative. When Kevin Hart made her the punchline, it wasn't just about the joke. It was about what it represented, that the public and the industry has stopped taking her seriously. You don't roast someone who's still powerful, you roast someone whose influence is slipping. And let's not pretend Meghan's team didn't see it coming. They tried the usual cover-up, floating fake engagements, blaming the BET crowd, redirecting attention, but none of it stuck. Because at the end of the day, you can't PR your way out of irrelevance. The spotlight didn't move. Meghan just stopped fitting in it.
Near the knuckle, if not downright treasonable.
Well, I think people watching the past 3 series have sort of felt that, yes, it is a bit near the knuckle and maybe treasonable, but we don't shove people in the Tower of London anymore or chop off their heads. We just wrap them across the knuckles. And
what is your issue with The Crown? I mean, you've obviously been very close to royalty. You know
as far as the Crown is concerned, you've got to look upon it as entertainment. That's all it is. I think anything's going to be damaging for the royals. Quite frankly, they've had to suffer all sorts of indignities. Look at Spitting Image in the 80s.
For someone who spent years perfecting her image, Meghan Markle never imagined she'd become the joke instead of the headline. But here we are. From royal rebel to roasted reality, the shift has been brutal. And not because of tabloids or trolls, but because the room got tired. There was a time when Meghan could drop a podcast, blink twice, and Twitter would erupt. Now, the reactions are muted, sarcastic, even bored. It's not that people suddenly hate her, it's that they've stopped caring, which, for someone trying to stay relevant, is the deeper cut. She tried everything: the Netflix doc, the Spotify deal, the photo ops, the charity walks, the tearful revelations. But the more polished it all became, the more distant she felt. People don't connect to perfection, they connect to presence. And somewhere along the way, Meghan's presence started to feel like a strategy deck. Even her latest hire, bringing on Emily Robinson, the PR force behind The Crown, raised more eyebrows than applause. For the palace, it was a line crossed. For the public, it was another confusing move in a long list of mixed signals. Is she fighting the royals? Becoming them? Replacing them? No one knows anymore. And when your message isn't clear, your audience checks out. What made it worse was how Meghan handled the BET fallout. Not with humor, not with humility, but with spin. A few quiet leaks, some fake scheduling conflict rumors, and then silence. But silence in today's media game is loud, and her silence didn't say grace. It said damage control. Meanwhile, Kevin Hart moved on, laughing, winning, trending, because in Hollywood, being in on the joke is survival. But Meghan, she became the joke and didn't know how to flip it. She tried to respond with grace. But grace doesn't land when people think you're above them. It reads as cold, calculated, empty, and the internet doesn't forget. Memes crowned her PR Duchess. TikToks mocked her voiceovers. People started parodying her as a woman trapped in her own Pinterest board. And maybe that's the most tragic twist of all. Meghan tried to own her image so tightly, she squeezed the life out of it. She wanted to be Diana. She ended up as a headline punchline. Not because she wasn't smart, or capable, or influential, but because she mistook control for connection. And in doing so, she lost both. So, what happens now? Does Meghan disappear from the spotlight completely? Or will she try to reinvent again? And if she does, will anyone even be watching this time? One thing's for sure, the media may move on, but the internet never sleeps. And if another twist is coming, you'll hear it here first. Stay close. We're not done with this story, not even close.